Ken, now it sounds like you have a follow-up.
Just a quick follow-up.
Yeah.
So do these fees that Mr. Pittman's seeing, is that like a new form of predatory lending?
Yes. However, we have to keep in mind we're dealing with banks. And while, in fact, we all know that banks are a necessary evil, and I don't necessarily mean to cast banks as a terrible thing. I don't want to demonize banks. In this situation, they're often in an adversarial situation with the homeowner. But yeah, their fees, he indicated that the principal balance on his home has increased significantly because of the fees that have been added to it by the cost of foreclosure and all of the other little things you don't necessarily see and get a chance to fight. So yeah, it is a form of predatory lending, but we have to recognize that, you know, we as the general public have to take an opportunity when we enter into these contracts, and I mean no disrespect to Mr. Pittman, because remember, this is housing, and in America everybody has a right to be a homeowner, so we approach it that way. Now some would say it's not necessarily a right, and sometimes I agree and sometimes I don't, but the point is this: these contracts are indeed contracts, and the financial institutions indicate that they have a right to have their contracts enforced. So part of what Dan was saying is that at some point, and part of what Bill was saying, at some point you have to have judicial and regulatory involvement that makes the things that institutions, financial institutions, are allowed to do improper, in fact illegal. And then you'll see that your mortgage contract is what you thought it was, and that there was no details that would get you in a situation where your payment would increase significantly, or you'd have a balloon payment, or some other factor that you had no idea was really in your mortgage payment.
Thank you. That was Alfred Patterson of the Community Outreach Specialist for the local Home Saver Program. And